Hey everyone, Chuck here again. On to the next video here. This one is on leadership and culture with respect to supply chain transformation. Fun one to me because it's something that I did my master's degree studied in leadership and was fortunate to work with a wonderful company called RPM, Rael Precision Manufacturing, and we made rotary motion devices. And in my time there, had a huge, profound impact when it came to leadership and culture. So I'm going to use that material in talking about it here. Now, as a reminder, even though the section really doesn't pull from the participant guide, we're not using any ASCM PowerPoints at all, as well as we're not, this is a Chuck opinion piece, so we're not stating this is ASCM's position, but we are going to look at culture and leadership here. And so I'm going to share my screen and talk about that. The participant book does mention that some of the roles are evangelist, active executive sponsor, core steering team, program director, design team. All of those have to play a leadership role, certainly in the transformation. But I would say also at the same time, we want to build these same skills with everybody else out there too. So let me come over here and share screen. And I'm going to go as a first place, take you to this Visio chart that I bring up on the screen here. Now, where this comes from, I was fortunate to work with four individuals who are the co-leaders of the company. And I thought about them specifically in the bottom left part of the screen here when I said, hey, what are their traits? What are the skills I see the four of them bringing to the table here? And let me try to make this monster a little bit bigger so you can see it here. I'm not having too much success, am I? So let's go up on top to the view, make it a little bit bigger for everybody here. Okay. And let's go to the zoom button here. This is why our pictures are a little unofficial, or our videos here. We don't get too hung up on images and that stuff. So here we go. Awesome. So these are the traits and the skills. When I look at these four leaders that were part of our company, this is the actual skills I saw on the right side across all four of them in some combination. So I'm going to give you a moment to read those, think about those. That's what I saw, that they were excellent in their leadership skills at, and this is separate from building clutches or running the business. I mean, they're part of it, but it's its own skill set. And send me comments or email me or whatever if you've got any thoughts or comments on any of these, because I think they always make for great conversations on what leadership skills should be. And then on the left side, the core traits of them as individuals and human beings. They always, worked with integrity and truth. They always, they were who they are, which is certainly the genuine part of the conversation. Very thoughtful, very wise, tremendous passion for wanting to make something as simple as a clutch and have a business and helping people succeed or executing, getting work done. And one person was very much a daring, let's try things person. Another person was oriented towards, let me help in and dive in and walk hand in hand with you. Not that they all weren't, but each leader was a strength in a different characteristic. Another one, tremendously intellectually curious and wanted to poke around at things. Love of people, all were committed to common good. But at the same time, as tremendous and serious as these things are, they also knew how to have some fun and have some balance in life. So I wanted to bring this to the table because I think these are skills we would need within our transformation as well. Let me make it a little bit smaller here. I expanded it out on behalf of some other students to say, hey, here's some other areas I think that are important too. Financial management. They need to operate certainly in a traditional sales and marketing role, but also being able to, market and sell ideas as a leader, long-term strategic thinking in red. And then would that be I don't know, is that turquoise? No, not turquoise, but whatever the color is in the bottom right, some of the supply chain management. Now this slide goes back probably 8 years, and so certainly things have changed in many areas, but I think there's some wisdom in putting together what you think successful leaders are. So that was one aspect. Another document that came out of our, let me find that here, that came out of our conversations at RPM was the idea of how do you go about and lead in terms of empowering people. And we always talked about PDC, okay, PDC versus TET. PDC was plan, direct, and control. TET was teach, equip, trust as a learning strategy and approach to the whole business. And we always got into a discussion about, well, where do you want to be? And everybody always jumped on TET. But the reality was not necessarily so. There was a time and place for PDC. When someone's new, when they're learning, things like that, you can be more directing and controlling. But in general, we want to work towards TET. So here is the teach part. We're going to teach beliefs about life's purpose. People want to make a difference. Teach the technological skills part, the people skills part. That's going to give us the three on the right side. Conviction and commitment towards the goal, understanding and awareness, and the ability. The equipping part is not just the tools, but the coaching. So my interaction with you, the processes and systems and practices we put in place, as well as the environment. And that gives you and I confidence and well-being. And then the third one, which I've always enjoyed too, is trust. And the argument is there's three types of trust, but you got to have all three. Competent is, can you do it? Can you do it? Faithfulness is keeping your promises. And honesty is what it is, telling the truth, okay, being honest. And you have to have all three. You can be capable of doing the job. You can keep your promises, but at your core, if you're a liar, I'm not going to trust you. Or I can be honest and faithful, keep my promises, but I've never figured out how to be able to perform the skill. You're going to have to look over my shoulder as well. So you have to have all three of these in the conversation. So that was always something interesting to think about from a strategy standpoint. And lastly, we always discussed this, is putting together, if the desired characteristics. Now, what was interesting as part of the company, let me bring that back up here again. Oh, did I lose that? Okay, hang on a quick sec here. Okay, we're back here. Sorry about losing that on us. But you see this sheet here about desired characteristics. We kind of went back to the golden rule about do what's right, do your best, treat others the way you want to be treated. And what would that look like? And what would be those characteristics? And so I will show you these on the screen here. And I'll take my time as I go through it here so you can think about some of them. But what are those characteristics that you want in your people? And so this was a list that we would use as leaders to guide ourselves in working with our employees as we go through this whole area. So here's the do your best area. And then finally moving down to treating others as you would like to be treated. Okay. So again, if this is any of these are lists that you want to get a hold of, please let me know and I would be happy to share that. But I wanted to bring these forth. Let me stop sharing for a moment here because, I think the leadership we exhibit is so important, and it's really important as well to be able to put those characteristics and expectations out there in a concrete fashion for folks so they can look at, where they're at for skills versus what's desired and then work from there.